Yamaha has just launched another scooter for the Brazilian market, the AEROX ABS Connected. But what does it offer that's different from the NMAX? Is it worth the investment? Just out of curiosity, it's actually cheaper than the NMAX. In this video, you'll learn everything about it. Technical features, performance in the city and on the road, fuel consumption, insurance cost, and maintenance costs. And of course, my honest opinion with the pros and cons, so you can make the best purchase decision and see if it's good for you or not. Oh, and stay until the end because I'll tell you the main differences between the AEROX and the NMAX 160. If you're new here, I'm Amanda Pagliari. And this is the most charming motorcycle channel in Brazil, and it also brings you the most complete reviews on the internet. So go ahead, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Because besides scooters, we have motorcycle launches, new brands, and you'll be the first to know if you're subscribed. Of course, with the notification bell turned on. This launch is already well known abroad. In Europe, it's known as the AEROX 155 or NVX 155. And only now has it arrived in Brazil with the aim of being a premium scooter with a superior finish, but with a more aggressive style. It shares many things with the NMAX, however, it aims to be more financially accessible. Besides, of course, bringing a sportier concept, especially because of its design, the look is inspired by the DNA of Yamaha's R series. It has front fins with a finish that simulates carbon fiber and a rear taillight with angular lines that really resemble the R15. The fairings are beautiful, unique, with a much more aggressive feel, elongated lines, and you don't have so many rounded shapes. Just like the NMAX, given the sportier, younger design, did you like this look? Comment down below if you're on the team that loves it or the team that doesn't like it. Write it down here below. Here we have the superior finish, so we have different textures on the fairings. Here on the side, we have a plastic that simulates carbon fiber. Here in the central part and in several places on the motorcycle, we have a non-slip plastic texture and another smoother one, as well as the shinier plastic on the outside. So you have different textures. These are here to bring more refinement, more value to the scooter and more sportiness given the lines. This green one here is very beautiful, but hold on, I'll tell you all the available colors in a moment. Overall, it's a well-finished scooter with the parts fitting together very nicely. Here are the stickers with AEROX written on the side, really very interesting. In the headlight assembly, we have the dual headlights here for you with the daytime running light. To turn on the headlight, you have to switch it on here. We have the headlight down here at the bottom. It's important to mention that the lights are LED, both the headlight assembly at the front and the turn signals embedded here in the fairing. Very beautiful, in my opinion, they're LED here, just like the taillight and the rear turn signals, which are also LED. It has 145 millimeters of ground clearance here, also known as 14.5 centimeters. In my tests, it didn't scrape on speed bumps, not even with the passenger, so I thought the ground clearance was good. We have a center stand here, already standard. And the seat, it's a single piece type, and we have some different textures here on the seat. Double stitching gives it a very nice finish. Here where the rider sits, we have this lumbar support here, which adds more comfort. It's a wide seat, but it narrows towards the front. So you can support your legs better and they don't stay so far apart. We also have AEROX written here on the top part. Actually, it's not embroidery, it's embossed directly on the fabric. And here on the passenger seat, we have a smoother fabric and the foam is actually comfortable. I'll get on here so you can see. Look, I'm 177 centimeters tall and I can put both feet on the ground. Even with the scooter here on the center stand, okay, it has 79 centimeters from the seat to the ground, of course, without the stand, right? And the riding position is different here from the NMAX, where your legs are a bit more stretched out, but not here. So your legs are positioned at a 90-degree angle. That's good and not so good, at least for me. I'm gonna sit a little further back. My knee doesn't hit here at the moment, but I'll test it while riding and let you know if it actually hits or not. Okay, my legs are pretty long. But it's always good for you to go to a dealership to really see if the scooter fits you. The riding position here is very comfortable, so you can maneuver the scooter easily. My arms are in a very good position and the mirrors here are very beautiful with this sharper look. It sticks out a little, but I'll let you know if that's going to be a problem or not. When lane splitting, I noticed that the handlebar, kind of like bat wings, comes a little further forward. It's not that straight or wide. Anyway, it seems comfortable. For the passenger, we have a retractable aluminum foot peg, and sitting back here is wonderful. Apparently, the passenger stays in a comfortable position. Look, okay, the seat isn't one of the best. There's no passenger handle here, right? There's nowhere to hold on, and it also doesn't come with a top case support, right? So there's nowhere to hold on. It's a bit, yeah, there's even a little slot down here, right? To be honest, there's even a little slot here that you can hold on to. So I think the passenger grab handles are built into the bodywork here, okay? The passenger handle is here. Well, apparently for the passenger, it's a comfortable position. However, I can see that the seat is a bit hard, so anyway, it's good for short rides, especially since it's a scooter. It's meant to be used in the city, right? Its chassis is the backbone type. And in practice, this type of chassis helps the scooter have more stability at high speeds and also when turning, which is more expected from a sports scooter. Sporty, what also makes it even sportier are the wheels. Unlike the N-Max, which has 13-inch rims here, we have alloy wheels, 14-inch rims on both wheels. And a detail about the rear tire, which is the widest in its category, size 140/70, providing even more stability, especially for those who ride on the highway. And one more thing, this tire here is really good. It provided a lot of grip, especially on wet surfaces, like on rainy days. It doesn't have traction control, just to get ahead on the technology topic, but I like the tire. On the front suspension, we have a conventional telescopic fork with 100 millimeters of travel, and on the rear, we have two shock absorbers, dual with two springs, each with 86 millimeters of travel. And the highlight goes to this external gas reservoir, which helps with the damping, and it doesn't have preload adjustment on the bike. Both brakes are disc brakes, 230 millimeters in diameter on each wheel, and it has an ABS system. However, only on the front wheel. The scooter is very lightweight. Altogether, it weighs 127 kilos, including all fluids. And its fuel tank, which has a capacity of 5.5 liters of gasoline. To open the fuel tank, just turn the button here to open and press fuel, and it will open. Then you unscrew it here. And you can refuel, and that's it. Just lock and close it here. Still in the same open position, by pressing seat here, you open the space under the seat. Here, under the seat, you can fit a full face helmet with room to spare. For example, this one is a flip-up helmet, so it's a large helmet. Then, you can fit some gloves. You can put a raincoat here, some small belongings. To close it, just push it down and lock it. And it comes with a proximity key, known as a smart key. So you don't need to put the key in the ignition. And it even has a system where if you're looking for the scooter, you just need to press the button and it will activate. Here on the left side, we have a compartment, a storage space, right? You open it here by clicking to store small belongings. You can't even really fit your phone in it. Here you can put the key, right? But remember, if someone takes the scooter, they'll take it with the key, right? So be careful with what you put here, especially since it doesn't have a lock. What's interesting is that here on the inside, we have a USB-C port. The dashboard is 100% digital, a blackout display. I'm not even sure if you can see it on the screen because the brightness here is actually a bit low. So you have several pieces of information here on the side. You have the RPM on the left side. Here in the center, you have the speedometer information. And on the other side, on the right, you have the fuel gauge and the clock here at the top. The oil light is blinking, so it needs servicing, right? Then you have the trip information. The button is right on the left handlebar. By pressing the menu button, you switch here. Trip 2, right? 1, 2. Here you have the instant fuel consumption, which will show you as you're riding, right? And here you have the average consumption, and you also have the battery voltage, which is very useful. And here you have the service information. In fact, look, it's telling you about the V-belt, which means the belt, right? So service information. And we're back here to the total odometer. It's at 1,006 kilometers. Other than that, here on the outside, there are some indicator lights, right? So for example, here are the turn signals. You have the high beam indicator. Also with the start, stop, the indicator lights that come on. Look, I'll restart so you can see the lights that appear here on the outside. The dashboard also has a VVA indicator, which is the engine technology, and the eco function when you're riding economically. And the cool thing is, it offers connectivity through Bluetooth, the Yamaha Motorcycle Connect app, where you can monitor your phone's battery, see message and call notifications directly on the dashboard. In the app, you know where you parked, your fuel consumption, and even when to do maintenance. On the control buttons, on the left side, we have the horn, left and right turn signals, a big menu button, a single button here and here, the headlight and high beam. And on the right, that's the button to start the motorcycle, right? Here's the button for the hazard lights. And up here, this A off is the stop-start button, which is a technology from Yamaha that works like this. When you're stopped at a traffic light, it will turn off, and to get the motorcycle going again, you just twist the throttle and that's it. The engine is the same one used in the NMAX 160, which, although it's called 160, actually has 155 cc. It's a single-cylinder engine with liquid cooling, producing a maximum of 15 horsepower and 1.4 kilogram force meters of torque. It has VVA technology, which stands for variable valve actuation, and according to Yamaha, it ensures torque at low RPMs for quick starts at traffic lights and maximum power at high RPMs. It's an automatic scooter with a CVT belt-type final transmission, so in practice, it's automatic, just accelerate and brake. Here on the right lever is the front brake, just like on most motorcycles, and here on the left lever is the rear brake. Okay, and do the levers have adjustment settings? And now that I've already shown you everything about the new AEROX ABS Connected, it's time to test it. On the streets of São Paulo, riding through heavy traffic and also hitting the highway, will it perform well? Watch, because I'm going to show you. And if you're enjoying the video and finding it really complete, how about leaving a like to motivate me to make more videos like this? Now hop on the back with me. Well, here in the city, we look for a vehicle that's agile, right? Should I squeeze in here or not? We look for agility, practicality, and obviously economy. I'm going to tell you what mileage I got, and I'll also tell you the top speed. What do you think the top speed of the AEROX is? It's really agile, isn't it? Agility is approved. As for the engine, it's already a well-established Yamaha engine from the NMAX 160, so it's an engine we don't even need to discuss or comment on, right? The handling too, look at that. So it ended up being a scooter. It's more for taller people since it's a little taller than the NMAX, so if you thought the NMAX was tall, I'm sorry. Look, I have no words to describe the performance in the city, okay? It's exactly what I expected from a scooter. I was even a little surprised about the handlebar here. I thought it would hit, but it didn't. Try to avoid potholes. We know that suspension is not a strong point for scooters, right? While you have economy and practicality, scooter suspension is a downside. There's no way around it, short travel, right? You lack good suspension travel and don't have a riding position to help. You can't use your legs as extra shock absorbers, right? So everything makes it worse? So any bump on the road, any pothole, anything, you're going to feel it. There's no way around it. It bottoms out depending on the situation. So be careful. I'll see if I can test riding with a passenger by the end of the test, so don't go anywhere, okay? I'll see if I can ride as a passenger. Yes, I recommend it for beginners, so if you just got your driver's license, you can go with the AEROX. Just accelerate and brake, it's pure joy. Wow, see these bumps? You feel everything. It's good in the city, it's approved. However, avoid potholes. And just a reminder, if you add a passenger, the weight here will make the performance drop. All right, but enough of this chaotic traffic. Now let's hit the road and try to see its top speed. Here on the road, don't expect great performance. It's a scooter, guys, a 160 scooter. If you want performance on the road, go for the X-Max. In fact, there's a video here on the channel. I'll leave the link in the description and the card. Then yes, you'll have performance. On the road, even with a passenger. Okay, well, let's try a little top speed here. It has to be going downhill with the wind. Yeah, guys, that's it. 112 here. CVT. I was going to tell you all the scooter is a... There's no way for you to, downshift and overtake. So on the road, be careful and account for the little delay. Because it's kind of slow, until it picks up speed and everything. Look, there's a little uphill now, that's tough. Its cruising speed is 100 per hour. It's at 100 per hour. Go, let's go. There. 120, huh? Did you see it hit 120? Anyway, guys, if you're going to take a highway where the speed limit is 80 km per hour, well, here it can handle it. Here on the Ayrton Senna, it's 120 max. So it's going to struggle a bit now. No, Amanda. In my area here, the highway is either 100 or 80. Man, there are a lot of highways where the speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour. I'm talking about big avenues, not highways. In this case, it fits well. So, if you live in one city, work in another, and you're always stuck in traffic, when you're going and when you're coming back, this scooter here will work for you. Low speed highways, if it's up to 100, wow, that's fine, okay? But always keep in mind that it takes a little while to pick up speed again. And the thing is, if you're going to carry a passenger, then you'll struggle a bit. Okay, but that's it. Guys, avoid potholes, but on smooth asphalt like this, look, it really glides well. It's a delight. Also, there's no aerodynamics since there's no windshield. It's not designed for that. It's about the riding position. My legs are very comfortable here. It doesn't tire me at all, but the seat is a bit hard. All right, then, look, it's a little bit hard for long trips, but the scooter is impressive. It really does. But are there any downsides? Because look, this scooter has a lot of positive points. Does it have any downsides? Let's wrap up the video and I'll show you the fuel consumption I got with it during this test, the insurance cost, the pros and cons, and much more. When it comes to fuel consumption, we know that the more you accelerate, the more you'll spend. There's no way around it, but that's how scooters are. Usually we expect fuel efficiency, and with the AEROX, it's no different. It didn't disappoint me here. On average, during the test, it did about 31 kilometers per liter, but some people get even more. Do you have an AEROX or a 160 here? Write down below what kind of fuel consumption you get with it. Is it worth getting insurance for the AEROX? Well, in my opinion, yes. Even though it's a scooter, some people think it's cheap, right? That, it's not worth it, it's better to get insurance for a bigger motorcycle. I'm telling you, criminals aren't sparing anything, so get insurance. Even if you have an AEROX or a motorcycle, an adventure bike, a sport bike, it doesn't matter. Because even if you have one, be very careful. If the criminals take it, you'll take the loss. And the only solution that will guarantee you don't end up empty-handed, especially if you're still paying installments, is insurance. Because it will compensate you, it will give you back the value of the motorcycle, right? You'll pay a small amount and that's it. You won't take a loss, especially if the criminals take it. At least in cases of theft and robbery, you have to do it. And look, Protect Me Insurance Broker has the cheapest insurance in Brazil. That's why I recommend them. Since 2019, hundreds of followers have already signed up, right? They got insurance with Protect Me. If you did too, comment below. Why is Protect Me the cheapest in Brazil? Because it's a broker, not an insurance company. Because they use artificial intelligence, they're 100% digital, and with that, the fixed costs for employees, buildings, and everything else are lower. And they can give you a discount, okay? The margin increases and turns into a discount. And look, just try it out with a coupon or without a coupon. I got a quote, right? I used a male profile, 41 years old, and I used the zip code for Mogi das Cruzes, which is where I currently live. And several insurance company options came up, all registered with SUSEP. Guys, now it's really cheap. Oh my God, for example, I told you about theft and robbery. The amount came out to 433 reais and 46 cents. Okay? So you get 100% FIP compensation, and you also have 24-hour tow truck assistance. Should I check the price of a single tow for you to see how expensive it is? Guys, it's not worth it, but this is cheap. The insurance costs $400, you pay it yearly, and you're already covered. Then you can get an even better third-party insurance. And collision and everything else you have here, look, theft, robbery, total loss, right? Either by collision or damages, right? If your bike is totaled, plus third-party coverage, you have third-party here, material, bodily, and moral damages. The amounts are here, 30, 30, and 10. And the price ended up being a little more expensive, right? 948 reais and 64 cents. Guys, these amounts here are annual. You can split them into 12 installments. In other words, it's really cheap. It's really worth it. Try it out for your profile. It might even turn out much cheaper than what we got here. So, you're going to click on the link or the QR code, and that's it. The price comes up instantly, and that's one of Protect Me's advantages. The price shows up right away, and you can check it even before you buy. Their second advantage is offering the cheapest insurance in Brazil. Try it now with the link or QR code from Protect Me. Just click, get your quote, and you're done. Now I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of the AEROX. Just remember, Mandinha here doesn't have all the answers. You are your own person. You have every right to agree, disagree, or even add your own thoughts, as long as you use the comments respectfully. But first, you need to be subscribed to this channel so you can comment freely and be part of the Canal Motoplay family. If you're subscribed, then you can comment as much as you want. Well, starting with the positive points, I think the design might divide opinions. Maybe there are a lot of people who prefer the NMAX over the AEROX here. But Yamaha, they spent a lot of time making a scooter that's younger, more aggressive, and sportier. They make a point of mentioning this in all their communications, on the website, in advertisements. So we have to say that design is a positive point. If you disagree, write it down below. Finish is another positive point. I really like the finish on this scooter. The stop-start or start-stop system, it's a bit confusing, guys, but the official name is stop-start. Here it's really good because you save fuel, help the environment, and there's less noise pollution, so that's a good thing. Proximity key or smart key is another positive point. I really like it. And another good thing is that it has a USB-C port here in the compartment, so that's really good too. Another good thing it has is this little sound here. But what do you mean, Amanda? What's the point of this little sound every time you come back from your trip? And if you leave the scooter on the wrong setting, for example, the open or on position, what's that going to do? It will drain your battery, so you'll end up with a dead scooter. To avoid this kind of forgetfulness, Yamaha added this beep here. All you have to do is turn it, set it to off, and that's it. The scooter will help you. I once had a scooter from another brand with a smart key and everything. I left it on the wrong button, and what happened? The battery drained. So that's a positive point because it's a reminder for you not to forget and leave it in the wrong button position. Another positive point is its agility. Its handling is really good. I really like this scooter. We know that scooters are agile, but not all of them are like this, although most are. But this scooter here surprised me, and it's really good for riding in the city. Even here with the wider mirrors, I didn't have any problems at all. As you saw, so really for those who want to avoid traffic, for those who want a scooter, a light vehicle, easy to ride, for running around, this one is a great option. Another thing is the tires. They surprised me. They provided a lot of grip, especially during rainy seasons, you know? And even on white lines. If it rains, guys, avoid riding over painted lines, whether they're yellow or white. That's a tip. But here, even though it doesn't have traction control, the tires really surprised me. The dashboard is another positive point when it comes to information. It's really complete with everything we need. Another good point about this scooter is the connectivity, okay? Even though it doesn't offer turn-by-turn navigation and all that, but I think Yamaha is expanding connectivity for motorcycles here in the Brazilian market. And that's already something. So that's a positive point. I really like the braking power of this scooter, so that's another positive point. One good thing is that it's economical, so if you're looking for savings and practicality, this one will suit you. The AEROX is full LED, so that's a positive point, especially with the LED integrated turn signals, which is a really good thing. It has fixed price maintenance, so you can see on the screen how much you'll pay even before you buy the scooter. Another good thing is that it's stable on the road, so when you're taking turns or accelerating, even if a truck passes by, the scooter will stay steady. Okay, it's not a robust motorcycle, it's a scooter, but even so, I found it very stable. I really liked it. And the last positive point, last but not least, is the engine. The engine is already well known from Yamaha, the NMAX engine, which is very popular in Brazil and has VVA technology. So, it's an exciting, fun, and economical engine. That's a positive point. Those were the positive points. I'll tell you the negative ones in a moment, but first I want to give you a tip. If you think this scooter is amazing and want to take it home, but you don't have the money to pay up front. If you think the interest rates are too high, the financing interest rates, how about getting it with no interest and no down payment through a consortium? It's fast, guys, with installments. Look, starting at 278.88 reais under the special plan. How can you get this amazing deal for a limited time? All you have to do is click the link in the description or point your phone's camera at the QR code on the screen or use the number that's showing up here below and contact Pablo. He is a specialist in consortiums, knows everything about consortiums and financial planning, and he will help you make your dream come true. Not just the AEROX, but another Yamaha motorcycle, a different brand, a car, or the property of your dreams. Just like Mandinha is doing, if you don't know, Mandinha has a property consortium. I'm planning to build my house, and the consortium could be a good option for you too. That's why you should contact Pablo now. No strings attached. Just message him using the link or QR code. Tell him a little bit about your financial situation, and he'll show you your options. The best solution for you to make your dream come true, whether it's the AEROX, another motorcycle, a car, or even a house, don't put your dream off any longer. Let's speed things up now in 2026. Call Pablo and be sure to say you came from Canal Motoplay, as these installment plans and special offers are just for my followers. Bye. Now I'm going to talk about the negative points. In my opinion, the first one is the tank. Okay, it's an economical motorcycle, you have good range. However, compared to the NMAX, the AEROX has a smaller tank capacity, so that ends up being a negative point. Another negative point is that I found the seat a little hard. It's true that the idea is for you to have an urban scooter, for you to ride around the city for short periods, on short trips, but I found the seat hard, not just for the rider, but also for the passenger. So I'm already telling you that it really is hard. And the worst part, I think the main downside of this scooter is the suspension, especially the rear, but also the front. The suspension is a negative point. I'm not sure if adjustments would help. I don't think this reservoir was very useful. So, unfortunately, we know that suspension is not a strong point of scooters, but I found this one less comfortable, so that's a negative point. Another negative point, though not as bad as the suspension, is that the panel, which is blackout, is good, but I think the white letters and the information should stand out more. Maybe I can increase the brightness, but I couldn't. I kept trying to adjust the panel and couldn't find that option. But the way it is now, the scooter that was delivered to me by the Yamaha team, I found that it has low visibility in sunlight. At night, okay, you can see well, but during the day with strong sunlight, you end up not seeing it properly. It's not that you can't see the dashboard or get the information, but it could be better, right? So that's something to improve, maybe for the 2027 version. Another negative point, in my opinion, is that the storage compartment here is kind of bad. I found the latch very weak, very sensitive, so sometimes I kept pressing it and it wouldn't work, So then you end up getting annoyed. It's very sensitive, and there's a big chance it could break. So considering the quality of the scooter, the design you see, the finishing, the details, I felt that the latch here on the glove compartment was lacking care. Well, that's my opinion. Well, it doesn't come with traction control, so there might be some purists who say, wow, it should have come with traction control. No, what? I'm going to list this as a negative point, given the information people ask for online, right? By the way, the more technology, the better. However, for me, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Now, another negative point, maybe the second negative after the bad suspension, is the fact that it doesn't have ABS on the rear wheel. Yamaha has always been a pioneer in bringing safety features, right? Innovations to their motorcycles here in Brazil. And the NMAX has ABS on both wheels, right? And yet, we don't have ABS here on the rear wheel. For the AEROX then, it ends up being a negative point, in my opinion, and the last negative point, which might be the silliest one on the list. But it's just that I like flat floor scooters, so if you're going to carry a lot of stuff, maybe a scooter isn't for you. Okay, I like flat floors. For you to put a hook there to hang bags and everything, there's no such option on this scooter. That's its style, that's its characteristic. So that ends up being a negative point in my opinion. And you, do you have more positive or negative points about the AEROX? Write them down here below. And next, and what are the differences between the NMAX and the AEROX? Well, as you can see on the screen, I think the design is the main point of difference. Of course, there's also the price. The AEROX is cheaper, but it's not just that. The first one is the riding position. So here on the AEROX, you'll have a slightly more upright riding position. In the case of the NMAX, it's a more relaxed position. The wheel rim is also different. So here you have a bigger wheel, 14-inch rim. There, a 13-inch rim. Besides that, the tire profile also changes. So here you have a tire with a higher profile. Actually, the rear wheel has a wider tire, giving more stability. So you have this difference. The AEROX is a little bit taller than the NMAX, has a smaller tank capacity, and it's lighter than the NMAX. And lastly, the chassis, right? So the chassis here is the backbone type. It has this tunnel here, and it will bring a few differences in terms of handling. You can't carry bags, like I said, guys, in practice. The AEROX is not a replacement for the NMAX. It's more like a rebellious sister. While the NMAX focuses on comfort and range for those who travel or work, the AEROX focuses on fun, stability, and style. I see that it's for a younger audience who are willing to pay a lower, more affordable price, compromising on comfort and suspension, right? The tank capacity. And if you want to buy your AEROX or any other Yamaha scooter or motorcycle, my tip is to go to Grupo Nacar. There are several stores spread throughout São Paulo. They have the best service. They offer test rides. For example, you can already test the AEROX here and check it out firsthand. And of course, my followers always have an advantage. So get in touch with them, mention that you saw it here on the channel, and you'll get the best service and of course the best deals. They accept your used vehicle as part of the payment, used vehicles of any brand. They offer financing, payment plans, and much more. Don't close your Yamaha deal before talking to Grupo Nacar. It's Yamaha and Yamaha is Nacar. And it's available in 3 colors with a suggested retail price starting at 990 reais. So that's it. If you like the video, leave a like and share it with your friends in your WhatsApp and Facebook groups. That helps me a lot. Let's share it. This new scooter, a recent launch from Yamaha, you're seeing here firsthand on Canal Motoplay. Subscribe down below. What did you think of it? If you're on Team NMAX or AEROX, comment down below. I think the more options we have, the better, right? Even more so if the prices come in cheaper, for sure it ends up being a positive point for us for the Brazilian market. Up here, I left a really cool video for you, and down here, I left another one that I'm sure you're going to like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and become a member to get exclusive benefits that only Moto players have. I'll leave the link here in the description, okay? And that's it. If you can't become a member, at least subscribe to the channel. It's free. See you next time. Kisses.